BGS games. Everything from Fallout 3 to Oblivion to Skyrim, Morrowind. I've played all of these games, but yet one of their most storied DLCs, Matt, you've never played it? I get it. It probably feels a bit like a betrayal. So I'll explain that in a moment. But also, this video has an interesting origin story beyond that, because I normally record holiday videos in advance for our holiday break here on Retro Rebound, as well as the Mr. Matty channel. This was originally a Mr. Matty video that was supposed to go live in December because we cover a lot of the Oblivion remake rumors. But apparently, Oblivion remake is shadow dropping at any moment this month. And I thought about it a little bit more and went, you know what, that video is sitting in the stockpile and it feels like a great time to just let it rip. I played Oblivion full last year, then Shivering Isles. I'll explain why I felt the need to do a full playthrough today to get into Shivering Isles. I'm going to play Sky Oblivion this year. I'm also going to play the Oblivion remake this year. A lot of Oblivion just forcing through my DNA right now. But nonetheless, excited to finally correct this one on the public record, my first time playthrough of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. But since this was originally a Mr. Matty video for December of last year, yeah, you're going to see an outfit change, slight haircut change, all that good stuff. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with my impressions after playing Shivering Isles for the first time ever. Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today, and I know you've probably clicked on this video if you know me quite well with two questions. How? Why? Shivering Isles is one of the most renowned Bethesda Game Studios DLCs. It's one of the most renowned DLCs ever. Matty, how'd you miss out on this with all the coverage you do of Bethesda Game Studios? And the answer is actually extremely deep. We'll get into that, and it may come across very TMI, but you're here for the Mr. Matty experience, are you not? So we'll get into that. But I will say the too long didn't read is that this is, as expected, absolutely phenomenal. From the naming convention and the themes that this DLC tackles, to the fun factor, to the atmosphere being far better, I feel, than the base game, which I thought was very difficult to top, and so much more, like a choice-centric expansion that reminds me a lot of the Dark Brotherhood from Oblivion, which is one of my favorite quest lines in any BGS game. I think Shivering Isles is absolutely fantastic, and yeah, I'm kicking myself a little bit for missing out for this long, but you're probably wondering why and how, because I have dabbled, but I've never finished Shivering Isles. And so let's explain that, shall we? I noticed this was a thing that was very consistent with me in DLC as I began to analyze myself closely. I was thinking about Dragon Age Origins Awakening, never finished that. I was thinking about Borderlands, never finished a lot of those DLCs. But worst of all, I never finished Shivering Isles. I can finish DLC like Burial at Sea, so I don't know, part of me feels like I just struggle with DLC because it basically requires an immediate reconnection to the things I've been away from for a while, but that's at least in a typical game release structure. Whereas things like Dragon Age and especially Oblivion are games that I cover pretty often on the channel, so my excuse wears out on that front with the release structure and more about necessitating a full deep dive playthrough to reconnect to that entire experience. I feel it does the DLC a disservice if I just jump into that cold without remembering what it's building off of. At least that's how I've always felt. Whereas Bioshock Infinite with Burial at Sea being my favorite DLC ever, I was so invested in that story, you could have delivered it to me 2 years later, I would have been all over it. I absolutely adore Burial at Sea, but I need to build up my experience with more expansion-driven content. And then I realized it goes far more personal than this because it's a personal challenge for me to do this. And the reason that is because when we opened up Retro Rewind, which is our movie and TV channel, we were thinking about the content we wanted to do, and we talked about TV shows that'd be fun to re-review on the channel. And there were things like Clone Wars, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, which I all left half finished, but only had amazing things to say about it. And I started to analyze myself further. Why do I do this? I've always been adamant about finishing games because I feel like we're in a day and age where reviewers don't finish games and then don't voice it. I don't mind if people don't finish a game and do impressions, but I think it's really important to voice like, hey, I didn't finish this, which I feel is happening at an exceedingly low rate right now. And so I take a lot of pride in the very simple thing of I finished my games. So this is like a DLC problem. A little bit of Matty hanging on to that one final good time that can happen whenever he wants. And so we're getting rid of that part of me. Let's talk about Shivering Isles. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to open up with, first of all, it just being amazing to have a Bethesda Game Studios experience here in 2024, entering 2025. Knowing that this is a brand new, old school BGS experience, I've never had this. You know, I remember like playing some of the Fallout 3 DLC in 2010 and then running through the New Vegas DLC in like 2011 and doing Dead Money for the first time around the time of Fallout 4. I've had this happen before, but in my head for so long, I've just had everything BGS has done checked off. And so this is really cool for me to be able to just go back to what was my breakthrough game from Bethesda Game Studios in Oblivion and experience something completely brand new in it. Part of the reason I was also hanging on was because I knew the remake was probably on the way, and I thought this would be the best time to experience it. But then I fell into what I thought was an excuse-making category, and so here we are now. Opening things up, the atmosphere here is strong, and Bethesda Game Studios has always been known for making pretty atmospheric open worlds. Oblivion being, I think, the creme de la creme right next to Skyrim and Fallout 3. But holy smoke, Shivering Isle is a beast unto itself. The skies are absolutely beautiful, and every color under the palette, it's ridiculous. And when it rains at the same time, like, oh, man. On top of that, it's truly changing and ever rotating, which reminds you of the madness of Sheogorath, where you're just kind of like entering a dungeon and it's sunny and rainbows, and then you exit and it's raining with purple skies. It's beautiful, it's different, and it's chaotic, and I love that this expansion really just explores chaos completely in so many ways, thematically, character-wise, as well as its quests and even its visuals. It's just so fitting how different it is. But as someone who's put hundreds of hours into Oblivion, I get to finally say, oh my god, different dungeons. They actually did it. The madmen actually did it. Different dungeons in Oblivion. So for those who don't know, basically one person made all of the base game dungeons, and that's why they feel and look very samey. So the scope was very impressive for Oblivion at the time. But now, finally, with Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Shivering Isles, you get your hands on some different looking dungeons with new mechanics, and it's just wonderful. It's like a breath of fresh air. Oh my god, finally they changed up the layout. It's not you backtracking constantly. It's kind of the beginning of some Skyrim design philosophies where you make that loop or there's an easy exit nearby and it's not as tedious to explore or you get lost all the time. That was something that was a big complaint of mine with the 2024 Oblivion re-review I did, which was the base game. I was like, I get lost in this game constantly. Like, you'd think I know the game like the back of my hand, and it's pretty much impossible for me to do with Oblivion because it all kind of looks the same. I will say there is a formula I like to approach Bethesda Game Studios DLC with, and this is certainly a perfect example of it. At first, I tried to go off the beaten path, but then I was running into metal doors that I just couldn't open until I had a key item, or I was at a certain point in the quest line, and it became a little bit frustrating because anytime I wanted to go off the beaten path, it just wasn't worth it. So I went back to my tried and true method of beat the main story first, then go and do my side location explorations. And that was the best way to do it because it really does let you hit all the major marks on the map. And once it's all done, everything else is side content or attached to a side quest. A lot of these dungeons also had better environmental storytelling, in my opinion, like the abominations being constructed via human experiments or building out factions within the realms of madness. It's just really cool, really different, and a breath of fresh air would be the best definition I could provide for it. Also, I feel like this is where the Skyrim quest design really began. So in Oblivion, you would always get to the top of the faction. You just become the leader, the head, or whatever, and then your job is pretty much done. In Skyrim, they present the idea of once you become the head or the leader of this faction, now you start to engage in the tasks of said faction. That's where some of the more procedural, repeatable content came in. So I was really surprised to see in Oblivion you get to the top of the faction, if you will, in that I think this whole storyline with Sheogorath is very much feeling like a faction storyline because of the choices you make and how things end up. And you become the Prince of Madness at the end. You take the throne, and there are duties that you can take on and send your guards to certain parts of the world, or you can go out there yourself. There's lots of choices throughout, but it's the idea that Skyrim really, I think, drove forward of you're not really done with the story once the narrative is over. There's still work to be done. My favorite quest was actually becoming either the Duke or the Duchess. I chose to kill Théoden and become the Duke. And I love this so much because it really reminded me of the Dark Brotherhood. I think the Dark Brotherhood in Oblivion is one of the best ever Bethesda Game Studios quest lines. The quest I always go to and highlight for people is where you're just stuck in this house and everyone's wondering who's gonna kill who, and you're gradually wiping them out over time. It's so fun, it's so different, it's kind of sandboxy as well. There's so many creative kills based on timing and the schedules of NPCs, which was so refreshing at the time, and it's still kind of unique feeling nowadays. And so this whole entire quest line of choosing who I want to kill and how I want to take them out and stealthing around and poisoning the food and watching it all play out. That's where I think Elder Scrolls as a whole is just at its best as being a psychopath assassin and deciding kind of how you want to be a hitman effectively. And this whole questline is so chaotic and evil, it really does remind me of that. There's also the Dark Brotherhood vibes in the investigation aspect of the questline, like such as uncovering that Nelrine is a part of this much larger conspiracy. There's a lot of investigating, figuring out who your target, if you will, is, and then executing said target. And I love that sort of stuff, especially when the choices you make kind of determine who your target will end up being down the deeper parts of the quest line, from my experience at least. That, or they kind of sold the illusion of choice pretty well. If I were to critique anything, there is a lot of collect these items and we're gonna make this thing kind of quest lines in Shivering Isles. And it does allow it to flex, like this is a big biome, like 30 plus hours of gameplay is just flying right here. And so it gets you out there and exploring, and in that, it is very special. But the Staff of Sheogorath, you have to go out and get the parts for that. Building the Gatekeeper, you have to go out and get all the different parts for that. Like there's a lot of things you have to go out and get and then bring back to the quest giver. And I don't mind collect item quest lines. It's just there are a lot here in Shivering Isles, more than I really expected, and you can feel the constraining of quest objectives. Whereas I think the rewards are really cool. Like building out the Gatekeeper was one of my favorite moments because you get to pick all of the body parts and then just see this sickening amalgamation from your mind come to life. And you actually like put all these parts into a pool and watch it spawn before your very eyes. That sort of stuff makes the collectathon worth it, but it doesn't change that there's a little bit of a samey feeling in how you approach the quest lines here. So a minor critique in that regard. But I really don't have much negative things to say. Like back to the positives, I think the way Sheogorath is written is really cool and unique, especially as you peel back layers of his character and you learn about his connection to Jigalag. You know, this flipping between light and dark, the yin and yang, the personality changes, and the way he talks about things. It's just so, number one, unique. Of course, Wes Johnson doing an amazing job with this performance as Sheogorath. I mean, that's the standout part of this expansion as well to me, is just how well performed he is, but also just the way he's written. And it feeds into the themes, the naming convention, you know, mania, dementia, bliss as a city, like this ignorant bliss that everyone's living in amidst the realms of madness. Like I don't look at Bethesda game studios typically as being so on the nose with their themes. They're usually much more subtle and coy, and I think of something like Persona in this regard, which is a really weird comparison I never expected to be making, but Persona does very on the nose theming and naming conventions that kind of drive into said themes, and I think it works really well. It's very fulfilling to kind of peel back those layers and understand the artist's intent. But here to see Bethesda Game Studios doing a similar thing was really cool for me, but it kind of all drives back to what I was saying earlier, which is I think this is surprisingly well written. Like I think the older BGS games all have great writing to varying degrees, but this was a lot more thoughtful and passionate compared to the other pieces of work I've experienced from Bethesda Game Studios, where it's kind of a beast unto itself, but really Sheogorath standing out as the primary superstar here with the writing. Like he's just excellent from top to bottom. There's never a boring encounter with him. I was always listening to what he was saying, just trying to uncover and understand him. Like he just requires a level of focus that's different from any other character in the game. That's really cool. And I did talk about this earlier, but I wanted to spotlight it again. I just love how choice-centric it is, like the light and dark of Sheogorath being a spotlight here. And do you want to go with like the dark seducers of Sheogorath and work with them, or do you want to fight alongside the light side? I chose the light side. So I love that because I really felt with the way the expansion was presenting itself in this kind of chaotic realm where there's no real law. It felt like, oh, I can still kind of approach this as a good guy or a bad guy. There is nuance to the choice here on a deeper level than I expected. I already talked a bit about the Gatekeeper and how I love the choice there, which is reflected in gameplay. But I also love that your choices are reflected in the NPC interactions. Of course, when you're, say, walking around the Mages Guild, they'll acknowledge your progression there. But here you get so many titles, Duke or Duchess, you get the title of the Prince of Madness, and you get all these passing bys of like, I can't believe you let them take out the Dark Seducers. How could you? And like they curse your name, and there are others who praise your name depending on who you're encountering. And I just really appreciate that, again, there's a strong reflection of the choices made, and the world feels like it's shaping and shifting for its time period, might I add. This is what, 2006, 2007, but it's shaping and shifting based on the actions I'm taking, which is the best feeling I think an RPG can take. So yes, I love Shivering Isles as expected, and this is the beginning of me really trying to tackle headfirst things I've left undone, which yes means I'm finally going to finish Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which is a show that I dropped in season 3, like halfway through season 3, and I was loving it, but I'm a psychopath, I guess. I belong in the realms of madness, do I not? So I guess it's kind of fitting how all this plays out. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this very late review, if you will. I loved Shivering Isles, and I appreciate all of you who just chose not to spoil it for me and just always said, hey, you're missing out, man. So thank you for that. With that, ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to seeing your thoughts on Shivering Isles down below. Fire away. Other than that, take excellent care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all.
Time to look behind, just keep moving fast, evil in their eyes. Hope this won't be my last, hope this won't be my last, hope this won't be my last. Echoes in the alleys, screams fill the air. Survivors just like me, fighting off despair everywhere. Zombies, scary zombies. Scary zombies eat your brain. Scary zombies go insane. Zombies, zombies, coming after you. Zombies, scary zombies. Scary zombies eat your brain. Scary zombies go insane. Zombies, zombies, coming after you. Burn after you. Zombies, zombies. Burn after you. Zombies, zombies. Burn after you. Burn after you. Zombies, zombies. Burn after you. Zombies, zombies. Burn after you. Zombies, zombies. Burn after you.
and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into Extreme Xbox. Oh, I'm loving the vibe of this game. This game just it has such an awesome vibe. It just jives, you know? It's just one of those games where you wanna
Whoa, that's
where you
not
wanna
possible.
just
Foot's fine too.
kick up your feet and chill. It's one of them type of games, you know? You want to grab a bag of chips, crack open a cold one, kick up your feet on a nice cushy pillow and just chill, you know, just feel the vibe. Yeah, this game is cool. I love it.
The
The
hooks are
visuals are
reacting to that thing
excellent.
in the middle. Bunny called it stigma? Do they know what to
Ooh,
do?
what the hell is that thing? It's a glowing thing. It's unnameable. What the hell? What is it?
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa. Damn, this thing doesn't,
What the fuck?
it doesn't have a good vibe. Damn, that thing was not chill, man. It needs to relax. Kick back. Let's see what kind of trouble I can get into. Let's see what's over here. Some kind of a gate. Where does it
I don't need
lead?
you. I never did.
This is a mystery.
I'll never find my mama on my own.
This game is a mystery. Yes.
Hazel
Like
got
that.
no help from her strange grandma.
Something you can't quite
Truth was, she
figure
was
out.
glad to leave the flood mansion behind. Used to handling things on her own, she set off downriver to find her house and rescue her ma herself. There, magic called to her. A magic she'd felt in her bone, but she had never seen before. And something dark. That old house had hid all manners of odious secrets over the years. Hazel set off to find them all through the hurricane-ravaged land, but her path would lead her to a place haunted by whispers from days of yore.
Chapter 2.
That's all on me to find her. There's
Now
no more
this-
coming out.
Now this has a good visual feel to it. Really good FPS. I'm liking it. I'm really in the groove with this game. Definitely a recommend so far. I have to. Cause this game is chill, it's cool. It's got a vibe that just says,
Take it downriver.
come with me.
If Mom's trapped, I'll figure it out.
Let's see, let's get over this bridge. Well, I can't go down there. No, can't go that way. I think I'll have to be cool about this and jump. Yeah, just relax. Chill out. Now, those are some cool weapons there. Those are
I
awesome.
think
I
this is
love
the
it.
right way.
Yeah, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Let's see. There you go. When all else fails, go up, baby, go up. Yeah. That's it, just chill. No need to get all excited, get all nervous. Just keep climbing, baby, just climb. That's it, chill, relax. Climb, enjoy life. Feel the vibe and chill, baby. Let's go through here. What's over here?
More
Don't
thorns.
see anything
All the way out
important.
here? Where am I anyway?
This is a strange looking place. Strange woods, very strange. Very strange. Almost like getting married and then waking up the next day to a woman you don't know. It's just one of those strange things. That's what this game reminds me of.
Foxes. The
Strangeness.
storm's got all the fuzzy guys out and about.
Very strangeness. Yeah, this game is weird. It's different. It's different. And I like it. It's different. It tries to be unique.
Shit.
And it is. It's very unique.
This was my way downriver. Only way forward is down.
Well, gotta go down. And I love how this game tries to be unique. The way it chilled and, just doesn't want to be like everything else. It wants to be its own brand. Its own identity. And it yearns to be its own game, its own unique thing. To say, hey, I'm different.
It's like some weird folktale. Brer Rabbit or something.
Ooh. Man, that was not cool. No, not cool at all. I didn't like that. That was not a very good vibe. No, I wasn't chilling on that. No. That was bad. That was not a good vibe at all. No. How? And make sure that don't happen again. Okay, where do we go now? This looks like a cool place to go. Let's see what's up here. Check it out. Explore. That's it, just explore. Kind of like a
Hey,
man that picks up
Who's
a
got you
woman
all
from
so
the street
spooked?
corner, just explore, check it out, see what's there and what's not.
oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
Oh, this don't look good at all. This is bad. Oh yeah, this is bad,
This
baby.
better work.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, I think I can do this. I can do this. Those controls look simple enough. Let's do this. Let's rock, baby. Let's rock. Come on, come on. Show me what you got, dude. Come on. Show me what you got, baby.
It's going! I did that?
Man, he tired out quick.
I'd be screwed without these hooks.
Oh, here comes another one, man. He wants some blood. This thing is pissed, but why? I wonder why. Why isn't he chilling?
All right, folks, we're going to be
Taking it easy. He's all uptight.
talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 and its power. You see, for years, we've been speculating on what the capabilities of the Nintendo Switch 2 are, and we're not the only ones. In fact,
Well, okay. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. Come on, baby, let's rock. Come on, come on. Show me what you got. What have you got? You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing, see? You ain't got nothing on the daddy, no. The daddy has your ass, see? Yeah. The daddy knows he's got you. Come on, bring it. Bring it to daddy, come on. Come on,
Yep.
bring it to
Fighting
daddy.
comic book monsters now.
Yeah.
What's next?
Ooh. He didn't last long at all. No stamina. Like a 500-pound woman in bed. Alright, well, let's check this out.
I'm so
Huh?
far off road.
I think that's all of them
Hope
for
I'm nowhere
now.
close to that place. It's those voices again. Might be worth checking out.
Yeah, let's check it out. We got to go somewhere. We can't hang around here. Yeah, we got to keep moving. Let's keep moving. Come on. Where do I go? It's got to move forward. Keep checking out new things, new areas. Get some new ideas, see? Find some new cool areas to explore and chill and feel the vibe. Oh, what's this?
Seems to be coming from down there.
Okay, jump down. That's what we have to do. We gotta jump down and check it out. Find out if there's a few more things down here that are stressed out that might need a little attitude adjustment. Just a tap, that's all. Just a little love tap.
Sounds like I'm getting closer.
I don't see any enemies, so we're cool. We're cool. Yeah, we're chilling. Yeah, we're feeling the vibes, baby. Yeah, we got this. Come on. Come on. There you go. We got this. Yeah, there you go. We got this. We're almost out of here. Whoever the hell here is. Yeah, we got this. Come on. We can get out of here. Well, what the hell? Keep on hitting the wrong button. Still trying to get used to the controls. Well,
Being a Bethesda fan is hard. It's very, very hard. On the list of hard things to do, number 1 is probably raising a child, number 2 is being an astronaut, and number 3 is probably being a Bethesda fan. We're almost halfway through April, and we only have slippery leaks and rumors to back up the existence of an Oblivion remake. And the big nasty cherry on top of that is the fact it's almost been 7 years since the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer dropped, with not even a peep or a whisper about it since then. But that's okay, because, you know, we've got 12 different versions of Skyrim to choose from, right guys? At this point, being hopeful and hoping for some news seems like wasted brain power, and Bethesda fans are going so insane that I personally believe that if Todd Howard farted during an interview, Bethesda fans would probably try to decipher it to see if there's any hidden meaning. What kind of tone does Todd's fart have? What's the flavor profile? Did it have an upswing? Was it like a, what was it? Was he farting in Morse code? And that's kind of how it feels lately to be a Bethesda fan. Just a fart, dude. It's just a fart. But, don't give up yet. And I'm not just talking about an Oblivion remake. Oh, no. I'm also talking about the Elder Scrolls 6, and that's what we're going to tackle first in this video. And don't worry.
So, as many of you are aware, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion is supposed to be receiving a remake. Not a remaster, but a remake. Many YouTubers have done videos on the subject, including myself. We've had leaks by Nate the Hate, there's been tweets that show that the Game of the Year edition of Oblivion has been updated on the Steam page, removing all trailers, which is usually what happens before a remake is released. Articles have done full breakdowns on it. Essentially, it's as confirmed as it can be without actually being confirmed. If you watch Mr. Maddie Plays, then you'll know that he's done about 8 videos on the subject, making different predictions, and at this point it looks like it's stressing him out. But for argument's sake, let's say it's coming. Now, when I first heard the news, I was excited. The thought of returning to Cyrodiil, then meeting the Grey Fox, of going through that incredible Dark Brotherhood questline, the arena, the adoring fan. I mean, there is so much I loved about that game, and the thought that I'd get a 2025 version of it, giving me a reason to replay it just brings so much excitement. So I went to bed the other night, smiling to myself as I slowly drifted into a deeper slumber. My brain replaying the famous orchestral backdrop, just imagining returning to the beautiful Imperial City, when suddenly my brain yelled,
Very strange indeed. I'm loving the special effects. The effects are really wild in this game. I'm loving it.
What's this?
I spent the whole day playing games on the Nintendo Switch 2, and honestly, I'm devastated. Not because the games were bad, but because I need more. I need the Switch 2 right now. So I'm showing you every game that I played, giving you a direct side-by-side comparison of one game on the current Switch versus the Switch 2, answering all your burning questions, and we're busting some major misinformation that I have.
Okay.
I always hated this
What
place.
do we...
Quickly now, follow me.
What the?
Get back, hide.
Wait! Hey, where'd they go?
Ah, this is strange.
There's that sound again.
Okay.
And it's loud where they went in.
Very strange. I'm out here I'm chasing around ghosts. Just very weird things that don't make any sense. Kind of like a one-legged man on a dance floor. Just something that kind of leaves you scratching your head.
Haven't seen anybody else talk about in their previews, including warning you about a game if you have motion sickness like I do.
This game gets high ranks for being extremely different. Yes, I'm loving it. Yes, I'm feeling it, baby. Very different game.
Nintendo UK invited me to this experience, but as usual, that's not gonna deter me from
Control the way that I want.
telling you
Everything's looking good.
exactly how I felt, good and bad. The first thing I was interested in is, of course, the new Joy-Cons. And sadly, none of the Switches that I used let me experience the magnet, so I couldn't see how the Joy-Con snaps onto the Switch and how it snaps out. The crazy thing.
Do I go? What's
Didn't I see
What's
that
in
symbol
here?
somewhere else? Wait, how am I seeing this? Is this connected to those ghosts?
I have no clue what that was on the wall. But we'll keep exploring, keep
door's
checking
blocked.
it out.
Must be
Is this
another way
connected to
around.
those
Ghosts?
There you go. You got a line of crack telling you, come over here. Clue what that was on the wall. But we'll keep exploring, keep
door's
checking it
blocked.
out.
Must be another way around. Ghosts?
I think I know. How to get there now? Telling you, come over here. What that was on the wall. There we go. Checking it out. Yeah, cool, baby. Yeah. I think I know. I don't know what that thing does, but now it looked pretty cool. There we go. And I love those weapons. Yeah. Those weapons
All
are
the
awesome.
homes to wash
Yeah.
away. Had to be ours. Okay, keep it together. No looking back. Just gotta clear the next hurdle in front of me. Whole family's forced to make do with so damn.
Welcome back, guys, and welcome to The Maid. This is a first-person psychological horror game that focuses on creating fear and tension to the player. That's literally what the game description is. But I've heard pretty good things about this game. I've had it in the comments a couple of times, and I've had it in the library for about a week change now, but I'm finally getting around it, so sit back, relax, and let's do this. All right, so we're in. Let's get this party started, shall we? We've got the good old cobwebs. Can't have a horror game with a...
Now come on, this way.
Well, this is interesting. Very interesting. Hey, what do we got? Got some cool stuff. Some cool spells. Spells to help you relax. And just chill. Yeah, that looks good to me. Yeah, let's check out this spell.
It's like snatching something out of the past. Here they are.
Chase and go. What is this? Where are they going?
Got goosebumps.
Oh no. Ew. This thing seems like it has an issue with me. Why is it all uptight? Makes you wonder. They need to chill, relax. Crack open the cold one.
Where y'all coming from?
There's no need to be getting all stressed out like this. Now quit that. Ooh. I'll have to give this thing a little love tap. Yeah, get the love tap. Attitude adjustment. There you go. See, I embraced him with a little love and he chilled. He relaxed, now he's good. Yeah, everything's kosher, baby.
This way.
Yeah, more damn ghosts. Okay, control looks simple enough. Yeah, let's check this
That
out.
should prove useful.
I like that. I like it. I like it a lot, yeah.
Now how do I get
Like
over
a
there?
blonde in a bikini on the beach. Yeah, I'm liking it. Okay, what do we do here? Okay, gotta move this cart to a specific spot, but where? Backboards? Not quite sure. Can't go that way. Let's see. Gotta figure this out. Maybe I need to send the cart back the other way, maybe. Can't get through there. Yeah, that worked out better. Yeah. That's how you do it. Okay, we got this, we got this. Have to get on top of the cart, and away we go. Hey, what do we got? Anybody?
Oh, they just can't get enough of me.
Anybody here need an attitude adjustment? Well, all right. There we go. Oh my. My wireless headset is about to die, so you won't be hearing my voice for the rest of the stream. Sorry about that. I have to charge up my headset. But you can enjoy the rest of the stream and relax, chill, feel the vibe, and come back and check out another stream.
There we go. Chloe Drudge. Wonder where you are now. Not afraid of you. I think that's them up ahead.
Fire didn't catch. They'll just replace us. Start it all anew. I'll stay with you, little one.
Another one of those symbols. Stigma? Why me? How come I could see it? This has gotta be the path they took to reach the river. Never knew this was here. I wonder how many other folks escaped through this cave.
We're here. Stay with me. We're almost to the river.
Those roots are too high for me to reach. That'll make things a lot easier from now on. This is it! The way out!
her journey to find her house downriver, Hazel felt hushed and awed by what she